Đevade, samo sekund.
Sve zvao, lijepi kod mene telefon.
Izvini, počeo sam emisiju, imam profesora Pettigrewa. Evo, dragi prijatelji, drugi pokušaj, izvinjavam se zbog ovih tehničkih smetnji, novo javljanje iz Sidneja, novi razgovor s povodom, 262. po redu. Danas je 31. maj 2026. godine i naša emisija je posvećena tom datumu i stradanju građana opštine Bošnjaka i Hrvata opštine Prijedor, 34. godišnjica od takozvanog dana bijelih traka. Naš i vaš gost će da bude profesor dr. David Pettigrew, koji će nam se javiti, i evo vidite ga, iz Njorka, koji je čovjek koji je najviše napravio istraživanja zajedno sa profesorom dr. Emirom Ramićem, koji je i kako govore oba dvojica, da je to naučno dokazani genocid koji nažalost nije presuđen sudovima. Evo, kako rekoh, današnja emisija je posvećena danu bijelih traka, da se još jednom posjetimo na ono što su počinili neljudi građanima nesrpske nacionalnosti u maju mjesecu i tokom agresije na Bosnu i Hercegovinu u opštini Prijedor. Ja neću puno govoriti na bosanskom jeziku, dr. Pettigrew će govoriti, imat će jednu prezentaciju o dokazima, svemu onome što su istraživanja napravila i pokazala. Samo su reći da je 3176 građana Prijedora ubijeno, 102 djece, da nažalost ni danas se nije dogodilo da imaju spomenici, posebno djeci, negira se, i o svemu tome ćemo govoriti u drugom dijelu emisiji sa našim gostom, profesorom Pettigrew. Također pozivamo bilo kojeg prijedorčana koji želi da nam se pridruži i da bude dio ove emisije, da nam se javi i da kaže neka svoja iskustva. Mi smo imali 2 emisije do sada u Prijedoru, 2 logoraša preživjela su bili Satko Mujegić i Jusuf Arifagić. Evo, od sada na engleskom, i ja ću ponekad malo prevoditi ono što će nam David Pettigrew, profesor iz Amerike, govoriti. Dear David, thank you again and welcome one more time in our session Talk Live from Sydney. As I said, today we have 31st of May, Day of White Armbands in Prijedor. And today is 262nd our session, live talk from Sydney. Also today is full 6 years since we starting our live talks from Sydney. There was 31st of May 2020. There was Corona and we couldn't physically communicate it. And we decide we start like this. And there was on that time thought maybe until we starting again physically communicate. But unfortunately, we are still here today. And as I said, this is 262nd of our session live talk from Sydney. You was our guest before, and thank you again to be with us today. Actually, tonight in America, it's 10 p.m. In Sydney is 12 noon starting. And thank you again for being with us and be part of talk what was happening in Bosnia during aggression 92-95.
Well, thanks very much, Safak, for your kind invitation to join you today for the commemoration of White Armband Day. And thanks again for all your efforts to foster community, kind of intellectual communities over the course of the past 6 years through these Zoom meetings, which I've learned a lot from, benefited from over the years. As I know, I've participated in meetings related to Srebrenica, Visegrad, and Prijedor.
Yes, unfortunately, a lot of this happening to Bosnia, and as I said, during aggression 1990, 92, 95, and genocide, Srebrenica in July, Visegrad and Prijedor but there was a lot of others, Kalmavik and a lot of others, Ključ, Prijedor, Sanski most, Sana, Visegrad, Rudo, Rogatica, Foča, and half of this citizen of the Bosnia at that time is unfortunately today is not anymore in Bosnia, it's around the world. And this is the reason why we keep doing this live talk from Sydney and because of people like you and many others, which is help us to talk about from the point of the science, from the research and everything. We are so much grateful to you, David, and for these people who doesn't know, David Pettigrew is professor of philosophy and Holocaust and genocide studies at Southern State University and the board member of Yale University Genocide Studies program. And I'm very much grateful, and I don't know, Professor, where you can find so much energy, and very often you're in Bosnia, and you become, I think you're American, but I think you are also somewhere deep, you are Bosnian. Hello? Hello? Looks like we have now problem with first, when we start first time, my power was went down, and now it looks like we have a problem with the professor connection. Evo dok čekamo, profesor, dok čekamo da se profesor ponovno, da vidimo šta je, i da počnemo šta provjerim. Evo, sad smo izgubili profesora. Evo, vraća se ponovno. Okay. First problem with Sydney, now his problem was with...
Oh, did I lose the connection?
There was loose connection. Okay. I think we're done. As I said, you are American, but deeply somewhere I'm feeling you are also in Bosnian. Very often you're in Bosnia. As I said, you've done a lot of research about Visegrad, Prijedor, Srebrenica with Dr. Enimi Ramić. And today, I like you one more time, make us your presentation about the Prijedor and everything what's happening in Prijedor during the aggression, especially today's 31st of May, day of White Armband.
Okay, so I'll begin my presentation. I was going to mention that when I was in Stockholm last week, I went to a book promotion for this book by Razak
Kukanović, yeah. Our friend, yeah.
I went to the book promotion and from the airport, and I was honored to receive a copy of his book. And And so I had a very important presentation at the Bosnian mosque in Sweden, in Stockholm. I'll try to share my PowerPoint.
Okay.
Right, it's here. So to share. Okay, here. And there, let's see how the, okay. And basically in this PowerPoint, I try to do something a little bit different from the last one. I talk about of course, as we know, in May 1992, the Bosnian Serb military and police launched a brutal assault on Bosniak and other non-Serb villages in the Prijedor area, destroying buildings, places of worship, killing and detaining civilians in concentration camps. And in the course of these atrocities, children were also victims. If they survived, they were traumatized. Among the villages were Kozarats, Hambarin, and Zetsovi. And this map has Prijedor, Kozarats, Ormaska, Ternopolje, but Hambarin and Zetsovi are south of Prijedor. They're not on this map, but they're in this over the course of this area. And in Zetsovi, for example, Fikret Bacic, 2 children were killed by the forces of the Army of Republika Srpska. Nermina and Nermin Bacic were 6 and 13 years old, respectively, when they were killed, along with their mother, Anisa. They were killed by members of the Army of Republika Srpska in front of their family home in the village of Zetsovi in July 1992. In one day, Fikret Bacic lost 29 family members. 15 children and 14 women were killed. A total of 159 villagers were killed. The youngest victim was 2 years old. To this day, survivors have struggled to assert their human right to install memorials to the victims and preserve the truth about the atrocities. And between May 25th and August 21st, there were more than 3,000 prisoners who came through Omarska. Approximately 800 were killed, and at least 620 have been found in mass graves. And survivors have been prohibited from installing a memorial at the site of the former camp, although they're allowed to gather one day each year on August 6th to remember the victims. So just a few images from one of the commemorations in recent years on August 6th. You can see the convoy arriving early in the morning, and survivors and family members and friends gathering for the commemoration. So they're typically speeches, and there's a ceremony where flowers are laid at the White House where prisoners were tortured and murdered. So you can see people gather for the speeches and then bring flowers to the White House. Also, in recent years, they were releasing white balloons to which the names of the victims are attached, which is an indication, one could say, of the lack of a permanent memorial. These other commemorative ideas have emerged. And originally there was an agreement to have a memorial at the in the White House, but ArcelorMittal reneged on the agreement. And similarly at Chernobyl, where thousands of primarily Bosnian Muslims were held and mistreated, and approximately 100 were murdered. There's been a memorial to the Serb soldiers erected on the campgrounds. You can see it here in front of the say the main building at Chernobyl, and it's in memory. It honors the Serb soldiers whose bodies laid the foundation of Republika Srpska, but the survivors haven't been permitted to install a memorial. So survivors have attempted to gain approval. Well, one could say in the absence of a permission to install memorials in Omarska or Ternopolye, survivors have attempted to gain approval of Prijedor Municipal Assembly to install a memorial in the center of Prijedor in memory of the children who were murdered. So I imagine that while officials deny the atrocities and glorify convicted war criminals, survivors thought that the authorities would be willing at least to remember the children. 102 children who were murdered. And however, this has not been the case. So this is one of the reasons that White Armband Day was born, when to find a way to protest the resistance to a memorial in Prijedor. In June 2023, the former Council of Europe Commissioner of Human Rights wrote an open letter to the leadership of Prijedor City Assembly, appealing for them to recognize the human right of parents to install a memorial in memory of the children. But there was never a meaningful response. This callous indifference is not unique to Prijedor. And what I was going to try to do today is to briefly document that in the course of the Bosnian genocide, children were victims, not only in Prijedor, but across Republika Srpska. Prijedor municipality was there, not an isolated case. The ICTY and subsequent residual mechanism found a number of overlapping joint criminal enterprises involving Serbian or Croatian nationals who were engaged in efforts to permanently remove non-Serbs from areas specified either as Bosnian Serb claimed territory or from large areas of Bosnia. In the process, atrocities judged to be war crimes were documented across Republika Srpska and the so-called Herceg Bosna. Children were among the victims. And so today I'd like to remember the children and appeal for a memorial for the children in Prijedor and elsewhere. In Foča, the Bosniak population was decimated through murder, forcible displacement, inhumane detention, rape, and enslavement, among other crimes. Violence against women in Foča led to a landmark ruling by the ICTY that inscribed rape in the annals of jurisprudence as a crime against humanity. In the early months of 1992, also all mosques were destroyed, all 12 mosques were destroyed, including the noted Alaja Mosque that had been built in 1549 and was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As a result of this genocidal process, Bosniaks were almost completely eliminated from Foča. In the Krajnic verdict, we read that as a result of these crimes, all traces of Muslim presence and culture were wiped out in Foča. In 1994, the town had been renamed Srbinja, or Serbtown, which has been changed as a result of a ruling of the Constitutional Court. But as part of this violence against women at Partisan Sports Hall, for example, in Foča, there was a pattern of rapes that was similar and and there was a frequency that women and girls were taken out to be raped, most of them many times. So my emphasis is on of course, the heinous crimes, but also the effect on the girls or children. And they also found that there was enslavement, and the evidence shows that women and girls and mothers and daughters were robbed of the last vestiges of human dignity. And the ICTY report clarified that women described the ways in which they were obliged to perform household chores and comply with all the demands of their captors. There was no doubt in the minds of the judges that enslavement was sexual in nature. So it's important to remember that in Focha, that girls as young as 12 were subjected to this horrific violence. But at this is Partisan Sports Hall in Focha, no memorial has been permitted. And all three perpetrators that were convicted as part of the landmark judgment have completed their prison sentences and have been released. Well, one is in Focha awaiting criminal proceedings. He's being charged with additional crimes in Bosnia. In Srebrenica, of course, the Srebrenica is known for the fact that Karadzic and Mladic were convicted of genocide, and for the fact that the ICJ found that genocide occurred in Srebrenica. But there are aspects of the Srebrenica genocide that seem to be less well known. One is the siege from 92 to 95, which some consider the first phase of the genocide, that imposed conditions of life calculated to bring about the physical destruction of the group, in whole or in part. But also, as part of my theme this evening, children were victims in Srebrenica. In 2013, a two-day-old infant, Fatima Muhic, was buried. But Fatima was exhumed from a mass grave on the grounds of the Srebrenica Memorial Center. And it was heartbreaking to be there and see this tiny coffin in the warehouse in preparation for burial. And after the fall of Srebrenica at Potocari, as families filed past the Serb soldiers on the way to the buses, the young boys were pulled aside on the basis of height or at random to be taken to be killed. And Dutch BAT personnel were observing passively, in other cases, helping in the separation process. It was a decision or a moment that determined whether one would board the buses and be deported to safety in Tuzla or be taken to be executed. On the evening of July 11th, the Dutch foreign minister had issued a instruction known officially as the Verhoeven instruction that the Dutch personnel should abandon their mission to protect the civilians and should prioritize their own safety. So they did not resist the Serb soldiers. And as the soldiers grabbed their sons, mothers tried to hold on to them to keep them from being taken away. Sometimes they succeeded, sometimes they did not. One mother was hit in the head by a rifle butt, and her son Muhammad, who everyone called Dino, was taken away. His remains were identified, and he was buried in Potocari Memorial Center in 2017. So his grave marker is here. This is Dino. So he was about 12 years old. And also related to Srebrenica, there were men and boys killed in the Pilica Cultural Center. So approximately 500 young men and boys were murdered in Pilica Cultural Center, and no memorial has been permitted here, while there is a memorial for the Serb soldiers in front of the building. So this room is it looks like the executions happened yesterday. Nothing's been done to it. The building's falling apart. There are bullet holes everywhere in the walls and the doors. And it's not accessible. These are bullet holes, and there's no memorial. So I tried to bring flowers to remember the victims. And in the front of the building, there's this memorial for the Serb soldiers. So this is in Zvornik. And in Sarajevo, of course, in the Federation, there's a memorial for the children murdered during the siege of Sarajevo. There's the fountain and cylinders with the names of the children. So it's estimated that over 1,600 children were murdered by shelling or snipers. And there's a separate memorial for a 7-year-old who was killed in Sarajevo near the Holiday Inn, Nermin Divovic, who was 7 years old. His murder occurred across the street from the Holiday Inn on November 18, 1994. So while there's no memorial in Prijedor, in Sarajevo, there's a memorial for, of course, the memorial with the fountain and the cylinders, and there's also this memorial because we're within the Federation. And it's important to remember there's a war childhood museum, as well as a more recent museum established by the city of Sarajevo called Sarajevski Spomenar, which has letters and school notebooks and other artifacts preserved and donated by parents. And this is the building from which the sniper killed Nermin, just across the river. In Visegrad, there was, among other atrocities, the house on Pironiska Street is one place where 60 to 70 civilians, elderly women and children were forced into the house or basement of the house and burned alive. And whenever I would visit with Bakira, I would bring flowers to the Pironiska Street house to remember the victims. And there's a panel with the photos and names of the victims. You can see here, Bakira is pointing to the photos and information on this panel to show that for the 2-day-old child who was murdered there is no photo. So it was labeled Nema Slika. So the child had no photo and I think no name. On my visit in 2015, I remember being overwhelmed with the realization that the mother and the newborn were victims of this act that the ICTY chamber described as one of the worst acts of humanity that a person may inflict upon others. On 2 separate occasions, up to 70 women and children were forced into houses that were set ablaze. The victims perished in the flames. In the all too long, sad, and wretched history of man's inhumanity to man, the Pironiska Street and Bikovac fires must rank high. At the close of the 20th century, a century marked by war and bloodshed on a colossal scale, these horrific events stand out for the viciousness of the incendiary attack, for the obvious premeditation and calculation that defined it, for the sheer callousness and brutality of hurting, trapping, and locking the victims in the 2 houses, rendering them helpless in the ensuing inferno. So the summary judgment concluded there was a unique cruelty in expunging all traces of the individual victims, which must heighten the gravity ascribed to these crimes. That's the judgment summary for Milan and Sredoje Lukic from 20 July 2009. And this, so I remember being overwhelmed by this when I brought the flowers to Veroniska Street house to think that the victims had endured this horror. But this nameless Slika reminded me of visiting the morgue in Visoko, where hundreds of human remains, for which there has been no identification, are housed, including children among them. These are referred to or labeled as nomen nescio, name unknown, or NN. There was insufficient space in the morgue, so some of the bags of the remains were buried in temporary graves with these wooden markers that shows where the remains were found, and then it says and you can here's a close-up, which means nomen nescio, no name. So this is one of those sad, tragic consequences of the genocide against people of all ages, and in a sense, part of the effort to erase a people. Now, it's also important to remember that in the Bikovac neighborhood in Visegrad, in another house where civilians were set on fire, a witness who jumped through a window testified and stated there were many children in that house. It's so sad. The witness said, adding that the youngest child was less than 1 year old. She said that most of the people were younger women with children. So this is the morgue in Visoko, where some of the remains are in the cemetery and some are in the morgue. And of course, in Visegrad, there have been efforts to suppress any memorials, as we remember from this case when the municipality decided to remove the word genocide from the stone marker in the cemetery. Stradanje cemetery in Visegrad. And while this memorial was desecrated, there's a memorial for the perpetrators that stands in the middle of Visegrad, which reads, the brave defenders of Republika Srpska from the grateful citizens of Visegrad. Now, is it possible to infer genocidal intent on the basis of the targeting of the children across the territory of Bosnia and Herzegovina, not only in Prijedor that we're remembering today, but in Foča, Srebrenica, Sarajevo, and Visegrad? Is it not the implication? Is this not the implication of attempting to erase the youngest, who are the promise of a next generation? In Prijedor, the crimes committed in the led to the first conviction of Duško Tadić, a political functionary in Kozarac, also employed as a reserve policeman who was convicted of persecution, beatings, inhumane treatment, and killings. This case reminds us that in the Tadić judgment, the camps in Prijedor were determined to be part of a Greater Serbia plan to expel non-Serbs. Republika Srpska, a microcosm of Greater Serbia, that Tadić and others sought to render ethnically homogeneous through the commission of widespread and systematic atrocities, have been judged to be war crimes. This was the Greater Serbia plan, which involved Republika Srpska as a microcosm, was what Tadić was motivated by the goal of achieving a Greater Serbia as an ethnically homogeneous territory. The trial chamber noted that Tadić had knowledge and supported the plan for a Greater Serbia. He himself admitted this knowledge and support for the plan when he described himself as an enthusiastic supporter of the creation of Republika Srpska. In other words, in the first of the convictions of the ICTY, there was already a clear finding of the role of this individual in a common plan to permanently remove non-Serbs from Republika Srpska, including the children of Prijedor and elsewhere. But there's a level of cruelty to such a systematic targeting of children that must be documented and condemned by the international community. In response to this cruelty, the right of survivors to install memorials in memory of the victims, such as the memorial for the children killed in Prijedor, must be protected and supported. It's crucial that we appeal to the Human Rights Commissioner, EU Human Rights Commissioner, for support for a memorial in Prijedor and elsewhere where memorials for the victims have been prohibited. I've met with political and legal advisors for the High Representative in Sarajevo, with survivors from Foča and Kalinovic, and they're aware of the fact that the Office of the High Representative had made three successive High Representatives made 4 decisions over the course of 7 years to establish the Srebrenica Memorial Center. But they replied that at this time, although they recognized the human right to a memorial, they weren't prepared to make a decision. So that's why I think it's crucial that we try to appeal to still the High Representative, but also to European authorities to advocate for a memorial for the children in Prijedor. And I'm hoping that the community in Australia would be willing to join in a project to write a letter to the European, Commissioner of Human Rights in the next couple of weeks. I'll work on a draft and try to organize signatures. So thanks very much for your time and patience. And so shall I stop sharing the screen?
If you're finishing, yes, you can stop.
Okay.
Okay. There was a presentation from Professor David Pettigrew, and today's topic from our session is 31st of May, day of white armband in Prijedor. But Professor Pettigrew did take us through the whole Bosnia and Herzegovina, Srebrenica, Visegrad, Prijedor, Foča, Kalnovik, where was done so much the war crimes. And on the end, what you said, Professor Pettigrew, is I think we can conclude about this presentation is example Duško Tadić is first one who was by International Court Den Haag, he was punished for the war crimes. And as you said, he was inspired by the plan for the Great Serbia to expel all not Serb population from Bosnia and to build the Great Serbia. And how you see from today point of view, we are victims, have still very much denial, even genocide, which is International Court in Den Haag would make decision there was genocide. The people in Bosnia, some people denied. Srebrenica, Sarajevo, you mentioned 1,601 child was killed. In Prijedor, 102 child was killed. You show us how is a buried child 2 days old. You show us what happened in Visegrad. Example, personally, in Pionirska ulica, in the house, my auntie, my mom's sister, was burned there, her daughter and her child, 2 years old. And all this we have people know. And how can be still today someone tried to deny it, all of this, including some international politician. And if you maybe answer this one, and I want to ask you a question about the today situation in Bosnia. What do you think? Because you are traveling a lot in your witnessing everything what's going on in the last 20 years.
Well, if the question is about denial, I think that what we're witnessing is it's just continuing escalation of denial, and it seems to be both denial and hate speech and
glorified war criminals.
Yes, glorification of war criminals, yeah, and even the celebration of the crimes. And it seems that it's the consequence of the lack of any transitional justice initiatives on the part of the Office of the High Representative, but also any lack of any prosecutions on the part of the prosecutor. So there are a number of examples we could look at. But for example, there was an investigation of the plaque on Vratsa Hill commemorating Ratko Mladic, and the prosecutor decided it was not sufficiently provocative because it didn't have his picture on it. There are other reasons, and then also there was a mural of Mladic in Banja Luka, and the prosecutor said, well, it doesn't look enough like Mladic. And one of my friends who was in Omarska said the only crime that was committed here was by the artist who didn't paint Mladic accurately. But so it seems like they're always trying to find excuses not to prosecute. And then speaking of Kalinovic, there's the mural of Mladic in Kalinovic that was installed by a private citizen from Serbia without any authorization. But in spite of that, there's been no will to remove it. And that there again, I met with the political advisor to the High Representative, and they were trying to find out who would have jurisdiction over the location. But it was installed with no authorization whatsoever, and there just hasn't been the will to take what I'm calling transitional justice initiatives that would involve prosecutions, but also removing these monuments, glorifying war criminals, and then allowing citizens to survivors to install memorials at Partisan Hall or at the White House. So there needs to be I think encouragement of the Office of the High Representative by Europeans. I'm just speaking of the Commissioner of Human Rights, EU Commissioner of Human Rights, but maybe we can think of other strategies. But I was talking about this when I was in Stockholm with both members of Parliament, Swedish Parliament, and also members of the diplomatic community. So I was trying to raise awareness about this with the ambassador from Kosovo, Romania, and Ireland, and also a diplomat from Japan. And so that's why my response and what I mentioned at the end of my brief presentation was to try to think about organizing a letter that would be an appeal for the right to install a memorial for the children in Prijedor. But in that letter, to make it clear that this is also a problem throughout Bosnia where the atrocities were committed. You know, why is the denial accelerating rather than diminishing? And I think it's because of the failure of the prosecutor and the Office of the High Representative to respond adequately. Hopefully they get the questions.
Okay, and again, we're grateful about the letter, what you mentioned. You'll probably made in the future to all relevant address in the world. We are also keen to help whatever we can here in this part of this world, and also this is the reason why we're talking today about what we're talking to spread the truth with all documentation what you are put us today. You are when was former High Representative Valentin Inzko, he made the law, he changed the law, he made decision because they have a power, and unfortunately they're not doing what they interest in whole citizen of Bosnia. And
Yes.
You make the comment there was too late and also too little. And we witnessing, we have just one person in Bosnia. He was in, I think, in Bratunac. He was fined by court about denial of genocide. And why? What do you think? Why the Office of High Representative and only was Pettigrew one guy who was done what the people from Bosnia expecting him to be, but all others like Inzko was more for 10 years. We have now, I said, problem which coming in Bosnia in these coming days with the current High Representative Christian Schmidt, which is by force removed, and no one doesn't want to say why. What is you can tell us about the in general High Representative office, how they work, and now if you can please specify about the current one. In last 5 years he is here, he is in Bosnia. What he done and why he is removed by force, and who will become and what they will be, what we can expect the coming with new High Representative in Bosnia.
Well, I can't say that I know what's going on behind the scenes. I would say that I think I must have said, as you quoted me, that the law against genocide denial and the glorification of war criminals was too little, too late. But that's kind of a cliche. But I also think it was a historic judgment that was bringing this accepted European jurisprudence on these kinds of laws into Bosnia, and it's just been a problem. The problem has been that it hasn't been implemented. As you pointed out, there's only been one conviction, and I apologize, I'm not remembering the person's name. He's the head of this NGO called Istočno Alternativa.
Yeah,
and creating provocative imagery around and monuments. They created a monument in East Sarajevo for the Russian the Russian representative to the United Nations who voted against the Srebrenica resolution in 2015.
yeah.
So, and and this is in East Sarajevo, and it was put up by this same NGO. But so that's I mean, I was speaking to someone in Stockholm about this, and he said that the problem is that the prosecutors are appointed by or parties, or they're members of parties, and they're not operating independently, which is why I had appealed to the high representative and the pick to appoint international, a kind of a team of international prosecutors who would come in, be objective, and carry out prosecutions. But I think what we don't really know is, what's going on. Or at least I don't. I should say, I shouldn't speak in the royal we, but I don't know what's happening, except that it seems that there's a fundamental shift in the American foreign policy towards Bosnia, and there seems to be an emphasis on this southern gas interconnection to try to create some independence in Bosnia from Russian gas. And so, but it's a kind of example, a kind of exemplar, what I would be calling they're placing their energy. The U.S. is placing its energy on this kind of transactional deal, and we don't even know exactly who's behind it, who's going to profit from it, who's going to run it, but it seems to be devoid of values, as we're talking about, related to transitional justice or the right to memorialization, to stop the betrayal of the truth and the re-traumatization of survivors. And so we don't know all the full implications of this shift in American foreign policy, but they seem to be pushing out the high representative, and there's a great deal of uncertainty that we discussed before we began this program, because we don't know who the new high representative will be. I was reading of 3 or 4 possible candidates over the weekend.
Yeah.
And but I think the only alternative is to prepare a letter appealing for justice for survivors, in the sense of prosecutions for genocide denial, to stop the glorification of war criminals, and to allow survivors to install memorials. I'll be going to Kalinovic June 21st for the commemoration, and I'll write an appeal that for that day, for June 21st, to whoever the high representative is, to remove that mural for Kalinovic. So I think the issue is, if I could just have one last thought about that, the issue is that the U.S. foreign policy seems to have shifted to this idea of a business transaction related to the gas supply, and so this is why I feel that there's a need to find ways to reach out effectively to the EU. Perhaps there's a power vacuum here that the EU can fill, and if we can try to encourage members of the diplomatic community, EU diplomatic community, and also to get some assistance from Australia to try to bring new pressure on the EU and the Office of the High Representative for transitional justice initiatives, which would lead to state building. And the other thing, that the U.S. foreign policy, I was disappointed. This is true during the Biden administration, that they seem to prevent any effort at a civic state, any constitutional reform, for any democratic reform.
Yeah.
So I think we need to rethink the role of our sense of the role of the U.S. So I don't know what you think about that.
Listen, as I said, it's a little bit the normal people is very hard to understanding. Like international court in Den Haag make the decision there was genocide. That's it. The European human rights court make the 6, 7 decisions about Arza Zornic, Sejdić, Finci, Podarić, everything. But to implementing is absolutely impossible. From another side, the people said, no, we don't agree. We not recognize this is this, so on and so on. My question is, and I will move out from the politics, I understand. My question is, how is possible, Professor, how is possible to highest court in the world and someone say, okay, I don't care about this. I'm doing what I want, like Ratko Mladić, everyone in the world now, who is the Ratko Mladić? And some people said, no, he's our hero. We will make the mural, we will make the monument, we will do this. And denied was all of this, what do you say, what do you talk about last half an hour? Again, Prijedor, 102 kids. So many Prijedor is after Second World War, there was highest the people prisons where the people put, and hundreds, thousand people go to this one, and European Union or United States or UN is absolutely, I have to say, ignoring. And question which I want just asking you like a friend of Bosnian people, in this situation, what we, when I say we, mean Bosnian people need to do, and how can we, I say, solve the problem, make the Bosnia a good, peaceful land for everyone. How, example, in my Visegrad, what you show us in Prijedor, what we're talking about. This, imagine you must have the armband to show the people you not belong to these people. And we have this in Second World War in the Jewish people. Now we have in Bosnia. Now we have in Palestine what's going on and on and so on. Where are we going, Professor David?
Well, that's a. I think that the issue that we were talking about earlier related to transitional justice is that the need for initiatives to try to respond effectively to those who deny the genocide or glorify convicted war criminals. But I think it's also kind of a global issue. So there's a problem in Bosnia, but there's also a larger global issue where the sort of the meaning of international law is being, I'm trying to say, lost or diluted with events in Israel, Ukraine, Venezuela, Iran, and so it's going to take I think a major effort to restore respect for the law. This is on a global level and also in Bosnia. There was one positive comment that I heard at when I was meeting with at the Swedish Parliament. That one of the parliamentarians said, with now that Orban was not reelected, it might be possible to expedite accession to EU, for example, which I think would make it seems like it would make a difference in terms of legal expectations and within Bosnia. I suppose at first they're thinking about Ukraine, but I think Bosnia falls in with the role of Vučić in Serbia and Milorad Dodik. I think he's been in Russia twice in the past 3 months.
All up together, he was 9 times.
Right. And so that's something that, sorry, I lost my train of thought. That yes, that there's a layer of things that have to multi-layered efforts to restore respect for the rule of law, both globally and in Bosnia. And as you know, citizens and allies can try to reach out. I think that it's important to reach out to EU leadership at this time.
Okay. And as I million times repeat, I will repeat today, Bosnian people, I think they can help by themselves, mostly with help to all others friends. And we have in October election. I hope people, you mentioned Orban and Hungary, he wasn't elect. People said to him, it's enough. I hope people in Bosnia will say in October as well, for some people, it's enough. When I say people, I mean all Bosnian people. I don't care who is from Banja Luka, Sarajevo, Prijedor, Bihać. I mean all Bosnian people. And try build. One good example is our football or soccer team, which is reunite. Looks like all the citizens in Bosnia. And 2 nights ago, there was in Sarajevo 30,000 and more people from around the whole Bosnia. And our team coming to World Cup. And I think this is what the people need to do, same when the coming election and to voting parties and persons, people who is not like as we have example last 30 years. Also, I want to inform you, Professor David, last Saturday, actually 23rd of May, we marked here in Sydney 34th anniversary of membership Bosnia and Herzegovina in United Nations. And according with that, I have one example I read just before we have this program start. One woman, Bosnian woman, she traveling to watch the game in Sarajevo, and she got the flag, Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which was right on East River, 22nd of May to 1992. And she was stopped by Serbian police in Republic of Srpska, and she was they take the flag, and she was punished. They said this is war flag. This is not, and this is like they want denied everything what was happening. Like we know, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and that time was Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, become member 176th member of the United Nations, and some of this denial, they denied this one as well. They said, this is not about whole. Anyway, and I like to conclude and thank you very much for your one more time be our guest, and I can talk with you for the hours and hours. I have a million questions, but I'm now finishing. Professor David, please, in shortest way, what you will be advised specifically today. We talk about the Prijedor people. You said there was genocide which wasn't declared by court.
Right.
Visegrad, there was genocide. There wasn't declared by court, unfortunately. What you can tell us today and give us maybe some advice or anything to Bosnian people, especially today in Prijedor? Imagine how the people feeling. You are very often in Bosnia. You have father, brother, mother, sister killed. What we need to do specifically, especially people in diaspora, and are we doing enough? And as you mentioned again, we have to go write the letters, do this, but specifically to change this one, international law today is like, what is there today justice in the world? Nothing. Like I'm killing so many people and I have a right, I'm doing what I want, I have a power, and what you can do. And Bosnia have a thousands years history, and we sharing this one everywhere around the world. I think we bring benefit to this world, not this dysfunction or something like this. And what you will do if you are Bosnian from Visegrad, from Prijedor, from Sarajevo, today you live in Sydney, Washington, Berlin, and to be successful, stop this, what we have today in Bosnia.
Well, I think that it seems to me that the Bosnians are doing everything they can, so I'm just constantly inspired by your work, and also in Boston, they just had like a 2 or 3 day conference to mark the Bosnia's membership in the UN, and also to try to analyze the current situation. So that's Azam, another friend from Belgrade.
Yes, for Azam. Yeah.
Derizovic. So I would be the last one to say what needs to be done, because I'm inspired by all the work that's already being done, and trying to, just pitch in and help what's going on. But that's why I think my intuition is that now, given a shift in U.S. foreign policy, we need to try to find a way to meet with European diplomats and write to EU diplomats, and it may be important to remember that there seems to be some escalation going on in Russia's assault on the Ukraine, and that this is going to impact all of Europe. As I understand it, Romania was attacked yesterday, directly. I mean, it seemed, I'm not sure that was an accident, but so I think Europeans will be more
conscious about what's going on,
more aware, more focused on the need
more responsible
to focus on Bosnia's membership in the EU and NATO. So there's a kind of formula that I'm thinking about, but I think it's because it's shared by Bosnians, that one involves constitutional reform, one stopping genocide denial and the glorification of war criminals, supporting the rights of memorialization, and working on all these topics and levels all the time. So, but I think that I'm encouraged by, but what I'd be interested to see if there'd be a way to bring charges, against perpetrators of people who are denying the genocide in Bosnia, or in the European Court of Human Rights. And it's something I wanted to try to study independently, because there have been some effective appeals to the European Court of Human Rights by Azra Zornic and Princy, and other cases.
And others, yes. And latest Kovacevic.
So, but I think I appreciate the opportunity to have the conversation.
Okay.
And
there was David Pettigrew. We did today talk. Topic was 31st of May 192, 34 years ago, and Dan bijelih traka, or Day of White Armband. David, thank you very much for one more fantastic presentation, and this one, what we talk, will be stay like document. No one can this one denied, no one can this one removed, and maybe generation after us, and they will be fine and see what's going on, and one day they will become right for everyone, human being in the world, doesn't matter what is the name, what religion, what color, and everyone will have a freedom and live their life when how they like.
Mm.
Today, we're witnessing so many killing innocent people, and when I say today, there was last 50 years, even more, and one day we hope they will be stopped. They will never again happening. After Holocaust, they said never again. After Srebrenica, they said never again. We have Palestine, we have Ukraine, we have Iran, we have unfortunately so many innocent kids, and we working just for the producing more weapon to killing next new people. From this point of view, Mr. David, I'm grateful to you, and I still have my dream to make one conference here in Sydney. We will work very, very hard, and I like one day you will be our guest physically, and we will talk during this coming period. And I don't want to reveal anything yet, but we're working behind the scene. I'm keen to
Okay.
bring all the people, hard-working people in a point of the Bosnian, what they're doing around the world to make one conference here in Sydney.
Hmm.
When they explained, and we did them some beginning work, and it's not easy, it's very hard, it's very far, but it's possible. We will make it happening. When you are next time traveling to Bosnia?
June 15th.
And
2 weeks, I guess. I'm
in
going
2 weeks.
there
And short or
for a short visit to go to Kalinovic.
21st of June, yeah.
Yes, that's the commemoration.
Yes. Okay.
So I'll be there soon.
Okay. I hope maybe
And
we'll see you there.
but I'm very, as always, inspired by uh, people like you, by Samir Ivanovic, who's the president of the association in Kalinovic.
Yes.
And I mentioned, I didn't mention that two young people I know who were born in the United States, but children of Srebrenica refugees, just graduated from college.
Yeah.
One with a degree in medicine, and the other with a degree in aerospace engineering. And both of them are looking forward to contributing both to their communities in St. Louis, but also to the future of Bosnia. So this is inspiring.
Okay. Thank you very much. And there was pleasure to see you again and
Yes,
talk
thanks.
about
Thanks very much for the invitation.
yeah, there was
This
pleasure.
solemn
And
occasion.
yeah, all the best. And I hope that today was very will be helpful to the other people who didn't know fact. This is research what you doing long years around the Bosnia and Herzegovina. As I said, today was Prijedor and 31st of May. Thank you and all the best to you and your family,
Okay,
and see you.
see
Uh,
you.
jest. Evo, vratit ću se na bosanski da govorimo sada. Bio je ovo David Pettigrew, profesor iz Sjedinjenih Američkih Država. Govorili smo o Prijedoru, ali imali smo jednu prezentaciju gdje je profesor Pettigrew je cijelu Bosnu i Hercegovinu u najkraćem, najnovija njegova prezentacija pokazao stradanje u vrijeme agresije 92-95. Hvala mu puno i na kraju smo govorili o trenutnoj situaciji u Bosni i Hercegovini, visokom predstavniku. Svjedoci smo da u narednom periodu u junu mjesecu trenutni visoki predstavnik Kristijan Schmidt odlazi iz Bosne i Hercegovine, neko će doći novi, 2-3 kandidata, spominje se talijanskih diplomata da će biti. Uglavnom ono što politički analitičari govore da ništa to, da ne budemo negativni, ali uglavnom predstoji jedna velika politička borba u Bosni i Hercegovini, jer neke stvari se događaju. Profesor je spomenuo i južnu interkonekciju plina koju je finansira Sjedinjene Američke Države. Šta će donijeti to Bosni i Hercegovini, vidjet ćemo. Neki govore, između ostalog European Union, European Commission je poslali su pismo vladi federacije da je to nije po zakonu što se radi. Vidjet ćemo da li će šteti ili će koristiti. Uglavnom, spominju se još mnogo projekata u Bosni i Hercegovini od strane Sjedinjenih Američkih Država. Biznis po znaku američki kao da ulazi u Bosnu i Hercegovinu. Koliko će se BH političari, oni kojima je država bar što govore na srcu, snaći u svemu tome, ili ćemo imati još manje države u samoj državi Bosni i Hercegovine, a samim tim i manje stanovnika koji će živjeti u Bosni i Hercegovini, i ostaje da se vidimo. Danas ću da završim kako smo i počeli. Današnja emisija je posvećena Danu bijelih traka, 31. maju, stradanju nesrpskog stanovništva u opštini Prijedor 1992. godine. Ovo je treća naša emisija posvećena tome gradu i stradanju građana Prijedora. Prva emisija je bilo gostovanje Satko Mujagić, je bio gost preživjeli logoraš. Druga emisija je bila preživjeli logoraš Jusuf Arifagić. I evo treća emisija. Htjeli smo da pokažemo na naučnoj, na dokazima, činjenicama ono sve što se događalo u Prijedoru. Ono što vam prenosim odavde iz Sidneja, pošto i u ovom dijelu svijeta se obilježava 31. maj, dan bijelih traka, večeras u Bosanskom kulturnom centru u Lepingtonu od 7 sati je komemoracija ili obilježavanje 31. dana, dan bijelih traka. Dobili smo obavijest od udruženja Bosanska krajina u Australiji, sjedištem u Sidneju, i pozivali smo ih da budu gosti. Međutim, imaju obaveze, spremaju tu manifestaciju večeraš ili obilježavanje, a prije toga je u Bosanskom, u okviru obilježavanja 31. maja, dan bijelih traka, imamo i prezentaciju knjige naši sugrađanski i Melbourne, odavde iz Australije, kad govorim je Ajše Hadžehmetović, urednice i voditeljice na SBS radiju na bosanskom programu. Njena knjiga, promocija knjige je Pod južnim nebom u 6 sati večeras u Sidneju, pa svi oni koji imaju vremena i volje su pozvani. Isto tako to nam je prinijela sama autorica knjige i nadamo se da će u narednom periodu nekad biti naša gošća, gdje ćemo vas upoznati više sa njenom knjigom. Znači, Pod južnim nebom večeras u 6 sati u ABA centru u Lepingtonu. Autorica knjige sa promotorima Ajša Hadžehmetović, Pod južnim nebom. Inače, gospođa Hadžehmetović je iz Krajine, iz Sanskog Mosta, koliko se ja sjećam, urednica i voditeljica programa na bosanskom jeziku, SBS programa na bosanskom jeziku. Toliko od nas iz Sidneja. Danas je, kako smo rekli, 31. maj. U Sidneju je 13 sati i 30 minuta. Malo neobično vrijeme za naše emisije, obično to radimo navečer, ali to smo uradili zbog profesora Davida Pettigrewa, gdje je sada u Sjedinjenim Američkim Državama evo, noć, ulazimo u noć i nećemo više dužiti. Reći ću samo, spominjemo bijele trake, učinimo sve da istina dođe da svak zna šta je bilo u Bosni i Hercegovini, a ako ne budemo govorili i ne budemo radili ono i prezentirali ono što se dogodilo, što su počinili neljudi, i nećemo, naše nije više da se zatvorimo i negdje i da sami sebi govorimo. Vrijeme je da izađemo napolje i da govorimo i o Srebrenici, i o Prijedoru, i o Višegradu, i svemu onom, i visokom predstavniku i politici. Mnogo ćemo govoriti o predstojećim izborima koji dolaze u oktobru mjesecu dužnost i obaveza. Nije više ona građanska dužnost. Nama je više obaveza postala ono must ili farz po vjerskome ili nekako da izađemo na izbore u oktobru 2026. godine. Prijavite se da bi mogli glasati. I evo, zadnje za kraj. Mic po mic, 6 punih godina kako se javljamo iz Sidneja. Počeli smo 31. maja 2020. godine. Evo, dočekali smo 31. maj 2026. godine. Ovo je 262. put kako vam se javljamo. Nećemo prestati. Oni koji to ne vole, nemojte nas gledati. Nemojte meni pisati. Nemojte pisati po Facebook budalaštine. Oni koji su umobolni, koji imaju problema sami sa sobom do podne, od podne sa svima, oni koji su došli do nule, manji su od nule, nisu ni nula. Oni, da ne mogu da upotrebljavam riječi, ali kome smeta Safet, kome smeta Bosni Community Council, kome smeta ovo što govorimo iz Sidneja, samo, just moment, samo ugasite. Nemojte više gledati. I nemojte se baviti. Ali mi nećemo prestati da govorimo, naš moto je bio i ostao Bosna i Hercegovina. Ono momente kad vidimo da nismo potrebni, mi ćemo prestati. Ali mislim da država Bosna i Hercegovina i naš narod, naši građani trebaju ne samo jednu ovu emisiju, ne ovakvih 100 emisija. Mi nismo ničiji, ni jedne političke partije, ni jedne organizacije, ni jednog ambasadora, ni jednog počasnog konzula, ni jednog diplomate, ničiji. Mi smo svoji, mi smo bosanski, a kad kažemo bosanski, unutra je sve. Izaberite, uzmite šta hoćete. Jeste li pravoslavac, katolik, musliman, bošnjak, srber, to mene ne interesuje. Znači, ja volim ljude kao što je ovaj čovjek što sjedi sada u 11:30 sati ili pola 12 u Americi i toliko radi za Bosnu i Hercegovinu, a mi jedni drugima potlačujemo, kažemo što će ovaj, što će onaj. Napravimo sve objekte i kažemo, ako nisi po mom zakonu, neš biti član. Ovo može da gleda svako onaj i da podržava ko podržava državu Bosnu i Hercegovinu. Meni je žao sve jedne žrtve opštine Prijedor. Isto kao i svake žrtve u opštini Višegrad. U Srebrenici cijele Bosne i Hercegovine. Bez obzira kako mu ime. Meni je žao selo Briševo, gdje je ubijeno 68 katolika. Koje je Dragan Čović i njegova politika halalili četnicima koji su ih pobili. I sad preko njihovih prepucavanja ove u sredinu ubijaju, ovi idioti koji se bave politikom u Sarajevu uglavnom bave se našim glavama i određuju nama gdje ćemo da živimo i šta ćemo da radimo. U to ime, hvala vam puno, evo da je profesor, sorry, I did say something in Bosnian about not just about today, in general. When I ask you what the Bosnian people doing, sometimes we're not doing enough what I said in Bosnia. What we're doing, we sometimes working against each other. We're not working together with each other. We have to be very open, very straightforward, and doesn't matter. And I said, I don't care what's the name of the people in Bosnia. Goran, Zoran, Safet, David, what's the religion? We have right to be under this sky, to be in our land. I didn't ask to be Safet. I didn't ask to be who I am.
Yeah.
And this is why I just said, but sometimes we are, I think, Bosnian people not working together. We're working sometimes, I don't know, maybe unconsciously or emotionally against each other. And I think it's time to underline and say, this is our bottom line. That's it. I don't care. We will do, even with, Milorad Dodik, take the, I don't know how many 100,000 millions he pay in America, sanctions gone, this and this. Why are we not doing this? Where's the money? Who are they using the money? We have to be open, and sometimes we are asking you. This is why I was a little bit cautiously asking you, what do you think? I know you don't want to say everything exactly how it is, but you open us eyes. You show us today what the people done to us, to Bosnian people, and we still, okay, what I can do, I do.
Well, I just had one other comment I was going to make about what to do, what could be done, because I realized that most of what I was talking about, my conversations in Stockholm, at the parliament, at the embassy, with the diaspora, was only possible because of the ambassador in Sweden. That's
Bojan Šošić.
Bojan Šošić. But I've also been involved in events in Belgium through the ambassador Avdovic, Errol Avdovic.
Errol, yes.
And in February, I was at an event in Maryland where Sven Alkali was. He's ambassador to the U.S.
With Adnan Hadrovic.
And I was at several things organized by Ambassador Lagumgia, who is right now he's in Boston at the event. So my intuition is that it's important for the Bosnian communities to make sure to be in touch with the ambassadors who are they're doing the best they can to galvanize the diaspora in their respective assignments, and I know you've done that in previous meetings. The ambassador has actually been present, so I just think that's a very positive path that people could take to communicate. We had a meeting when I was in Stockholm last week. We had a meeting organized by ambassador with Bosnians across Sweden. It was on Zoom.
Yeah.
We talked about the impact of the consequences of the judgments that we were talking about, ICTY judgments. Like the main focus was on Stanisic and Simatovic. But I just think that's a very positive direction to move in, to try for Bosnian communities to reach out to their ambassadors, to let them know what they're doing, and then to try to support their ambassadors. So I just wanted to mention that, and because I was grateful to work with Ambassador Sosic and Avdovic and Lagumgia on the Srebrenica genocide resolution, and I've been attending Statehood Day commemorations, for example, with the Van Elk Alliance, and it's been very rewarding to be part of building that community. So that's all I was going to add. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Amazing job of summarizing these meetings.
Yes.
So
yes,
it was
I
a
will
pleasure
repeat
just
again
listening to your summary.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Professor Pettigrew. That was a pleasure, and thank you for your advice. And that was right point. What do you say? Profesor Pettigrew did tell us, je rekao da u zadnje vrijeme on je radio, evo sad je bio u Štokholmu, prije 3 dana vratio se u Ameriku, organizovali su skup, govorili su o bijelim trakama, Prijedoru, i generalno u Bosni i Hercegovini u prisustvu ambasadora Bojana Šošića, spominje ambasadora Ervola Ravdovića, spominje ambasadora Svena Alkalaja, spominje ambasadora Zlatka Lagundžiju, spominje našeg ambasadora ovdje koji je bio nekoliko puta na našim Kemala Muftića. I profesor dolazi do zaključka da svi ovi ambasadori koji očito rade u interesu države Bosne i Hercegovine, da zajedno sa nama trebamo praviti jedno tijelo i raditi zajedno i praviti jedan zajednički prostor, jednu platformu gdje ćemo djelovati uspješnije u interesu svih građana Bosne i Hercegovine i same države Bosne i Hercegovine. I did summarize roughly what did you say about your experience with the ambassadors, and I mentioned them, all of them.
Okay,
and
great.
I'm calling them to working more. But Professor, we have a situation that some ambassadors, they're working not in interest Bosnia and Herzegovina. Some they're working against the interest Bosnia and Herzegovina, and some working in their private interest. He is somewhere, he got the nice residency, he got the nice wages and everything, and who care about this? And but you mentioned this is one very good point. And from this, if the ambassadors working the states will be country, government will be know what's going on. How can be Last question, really now last question. What do you think? How often we talk to not Bosnian organizations like you mentioned you was in Stockholm did you say in Moscow somewhere? Why we not using the all parliaments like here in Sydney? We have several occasions and we need more. Federal parliament, state parliament, also especially in USA on the moment. You say they looks like they're changing foreign policy. How can we go inside in Congress, in Parliament, and tell them what we talking to in our centers, in our mosque? Why we not talking to the people who making decision? We know everything what's going on in Bosnia, like
You
Bosnian
mean,
people. How can we have more input to the like parliaments in countries where we're living?
well, are you thinking of reaching out, for example, to American congressmen or
Yes,
congresswomen?
the
Yes,
congressman, and go inside in Congress and try
yes,
organize to say, hey, this is no good. We have several
yeah.
examples.
And I think they would be they would appreciate hearing from you. If you we just need to identify them. I mean, one anecdote I have is that when I received the award in November as honorary citizen of Sarajevo, the other recipient was a congressman from
Uh,
Ohio,
Matt.
Michael Ray Turner
Yes, Matt, yeah.
from Ohio. So and he's something, and he recently signed a letter with other representatives and senators condemning Milorad Dodik, for example. So I think your idea is brilliant. That we could think about writing, or you could think about writing to representatives and senators. Also in my state, there's a senator. There's a senator and representative who are involved in the Bosnia caucus, for example, and I'm sure they would be thrilled to hear from the
From
community
us.
in Australia.
Yeah, it's no problem. We have one example, like one senator here in Australia, David Shulrich. He's amazing guy. He went in Srebrenica last year in
Okay.
Potočare. He was there, and he's one guy here recently, like last few years. He talking like as you talk and the other people. He talking fact. He doesn't, not just about the Bosnian people, in general, in the world, what's going on. He's a senator representing Greens from New South Wales, from state, where here in Sydney. And I hope I will organize some session, maybe Zoom or something is easier until you coming to Australia, and to introduce Senator David Shoebridge to yourself, and to make this
Oh,
connection like from Australia to America be more, because traditionally America and Australia very, very much they are.
yes. Okay. Well, we're coming up with a number of good ideas.
Yes,
That's a good outcome of the meeting. Good.
yes.
Thanks very
And
much.
and now we have to
We'll see.
finish because two, three times I want
I have
to
to.
finish. Thank you, Professor David Pettigrew, for very much his contribution to the Bosnian people. Zadnje, hvala profesoru Pettigrew. Razmijenili smo malo ideja kako da bolje uradimo, da na moj prijedlog da ne govorimo mi sami sebi Bosanci negdje tamo u zatvorenim prostorima, nego da budemo više u parlamentima, u državama gdje živimo, da povezujemo te parlamente preko nas, preko naših ambasadora, kako smo ih spominjali, jer činjenica je da je sve više i više politika u svijetu se mijenja, u Americi, u Europskoj uniji, kako da mi pomognemo da to sve utiče na bolju situaciju u Bosni i Hercegovini i njenu stabilizaciju. Zadnje, ponavljam, večeras u 6 sati promocija knjige Pod južnim nebom Ajše Hadžiahmetović i u 7 sati posle promocije knjige je obilježavanje 31. maja, Dana bijelih traka, sve u ABH centru u Sidneju. Toliko iz Sidneja za 262. put. Moj, a ja sam Safet Alispahić, i vaš gost je bio profesor David Pettigrew. Thank you again, and that's it. Our motto was and will be always Bosnia i Hercegovina. Thank you.
Vidimo se.
Vidimo se. Živjeli.
Hvala vam puno.
Hvala puno profesoru i završavamo. Sretno. Vidimo se u Bosnu i Hercegovini.
Okay.